Why do I think this is the best thing to happen in 5th edition? One word for you. Sun Eater Owlbear. Wait a minute, is that 2 words? Is that 4 words? Hello everyone, my name is Greg and you're watching +1 to Hit. And today, we have something incredibly exciting to dive into. A Kickstarter product has showed up at my door, but not just any product, the thing I've been the most excited for that I've ever done on Kickstarter. Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting. A supplement book for 5th edition D&D that promises all things monstrous. Back when I first saw this in June 2021, I immediately dropped everything and gave them every dollar I could spare. Because it's everything I've ever wanted in D&D. Don't get me wrong, I love me some good old-fashioned political intrigue or some evil villains pulling the strings behind everything, but sometimes you just want to fight a giant monster. And let me tell you, this book doesn't disappoint. It's packed to the brim with crazy legendary monsters for your party to hunt. It's got all the cool locations that these legendary monsters are found, rules and events for hunting and tracking them across the landscape, all the rules for the dangers that lie in their lairs, all leading up to a colossal boss fight against these crazy creatures. It then has a full suite of rules for carving up the monsters that you hunt and using the pieces you collect from them to craft your own weapons, armor, and gear. It reminds me a lot about the Monster Hunter games if you've ever played those. It then also has full rules for cooking and eating food, an aspect of role-playing games that is often forgotten about completely. It's got a colorful cast of NPCs for the party to interact with, but the cherry on top is a full suite of player options. Player races, classes, subclasses, feats, and even a brand new class, the Monster Tamer. And I can personally attest to how awesome this book is because I've been using the monsters and the adventures in my own campaign with my party almost weekly for the past 6 months. And it's been the best campaign I have ever run. So I just personally want to thank Loot Tavern Publishing for making this book because it's changed my life as a DM. I even went and made a whole world of my own to put all the monsters into, which is something I've always wanted to do, but I've been too scared to do, and it's always... So thank you, this book is amazing. Now I know, 3 years sounds like a long time to wait, and it was. But I don't know if you remember, things were a little wacky back in 2021. And the publishers, Loot Tavern, have been super transparent and filling everyone in with all these steps and updates along the way. They finished all the digital aspects nice and quickly, and that's what we've been using in my campaign. It's actually been so long that I don't even fully remember what I ordered. So why don't we take a look and see what's inside? Ooh! So right up top, very nicely packaged, and I see what I think is the DM screen. A mysterious unmarked II, which I think is a lot of the posters and the artwork that I got on the side. Some animated familiar cards. Oh, the most adorable little Mind Flayer pin. And the big box. Or should I say, the core box. So why don't we start with the core box, because all of those are kind of extra things that go with this. I love good branding. And there it is. I've been waiting so long for this! Really nice box with everything labeled on the back of it. Good hard cardboard. I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting forever for this. Ooh, ooh, a wax seal. Shall we? Oh, these are all the posters! So these are like the wanted posters for the monsters you can hunt, so you can like hang these up in your hobby room and people can choose bounties off the board. It's got some of the clues that you'll give out to people as they hunt the monsters. And then nice artwork of them to show them off when you finally reveal them.
This is a nice sleeve.
Then we have a gorgeous soft cover of Larsen's crafting catalog. Like I said, this module adds a full suite of crafting and harvesting, which has a good amount of rules that go with it. Mainly it's a lot of these really big tables, because they went through and every single item in Dungeons & Dragons, they have made recipes for, so that you can go hunting for the right materials, and then it has all the checks and stuff you need to craft everything. So it looks like that's all done up in its own soft cover, so that you don't have to keep slugging the giant Bible at the bottom that I'm sure we're gonna open up. I'm quite happy with that. A dice bag, I'm assuming. Nice, stamped with the Heliana's H. Looks like we have stickers. Hunt complete stickers. I'm not sure where you're supposed to put these, but I'm assuming that once you finish the bosses, you can slap these little completed stickers on things. That's really nice. Next up, some laced...
Oh my gosh!
Sorry, whenever I see sculpted plastic inserts, you know I'm having a good time. But let's not get carried away. I want to see what is in here. There we go. Am I allowed to show what's in here? Are these spoilers? Oh, no way! Holy crap! It's a map! Without giving away too much spoilers, the magical tavern that Heliana and the gang work out of and where you go to get these jobs is magical in nature, so that seems to be a map of the tavern, which is super duper cool. But I see cards and dice. These are so cool. These are supposed to be their gelatinous ooze dice, so it's kind of got the transparent green slime, and there's a skull in each and every dice. Cool font and a cool like monster head for the highest values of each dice. These are super cool. I like that a lot. Why don't we just put those in the bag? So as you can see, we have 3 decks of cards. Magic Items Volume 1, Magic Items Volume 2, and Magic Items of Volume 3. I think it goes without saying that if you're hunting legendary monsters and using their parts to make weapons, there's some pretty cool things you're gonna end up with. As such, it looks like they made magic item cards for all of their original magic items. Like this one, the Flues. These cards have that nice like canvas texture to them, and all the text is sharp and everything's easy to read and the art looks great. This is sick! I don't know if you remember me saying they added a monster tamer class to the game. One of the coolest things they can do when you're using that class in tandem with this box is that you can take the essence of any of these boss monsters that you fight and you can transform them into smaller, cuter versions of themselves for the tamer to use. So it looks like they also have cards for all the familiars with their full stat blocks on the back. So if you're playing a tamer, that's a little less paperwork you need to keep track of. Yeah, it's just all the magic items from the game. And even some of the various foods that you can make. It's got all the recipes and stuff in here too. These are so cool. I think one of the coolest things with all these magic items is the fact that you fight these monsters as bosses, right? So in the battle, you get to see all their moves, all their special attacks, and all their bonuses and stuff. So then when you make stuff out of them, you kind of get like smaller versions of their moves and attacks, but kind of like adjusted to be used as a weapon in the hands of a hunter. Which is just cool to think that maybe a special move or attack that almost killed you in one boss fight becomes like your main way of fighting other creatures with your special weapon that you make. So yeah, three decks of all the magic items, food, and familiars in the game. And there it is. The book. Oh, oh, oh. Look at the size of this thing! This thing's huge! I always get super nervous taking the cling wrap off of books, because I never want to like cut the paper or scratch the cover in any way. Wow. A beautiful hardcover tome. And there it is. Oh, it's so nice. Paper is nice and thick and has a beautiful matte finish on it. The text is super crisp and nice. And the art is fantastic. The art is actually the thing that caught my attention at first, and it's just absolutely gorgeous in this book. I really don't want to spoil too much of it because, like I said, I'm using this in my campaign right now, and it's hands down the best, most epic, most fun campaign I've ever run. And half of it is the fact that the players don't know anything about this, which is pretty obvious. That's kind of how it goes with most like DM to party relations. But the fact that all the monsters in here are so unique and unlike anything you've seen before, that in our campaign when they're like hunting these things or going after rumors of strange creatures showing up, they have no idea what awaits them around the corner. So I don't want to like spoil too much for any of you guys because I want you to be able to experience this as well. Wow, it's so nice. And the crazy part for me is I'm old school. I like things physical. So I printed my PDF of this just on like regular paper off like a home printer. So I've just been dealing with like cheap, crinkly paper and like fuzzy text and stuff. So seeing all of this in a hardcover, bound together with like the ribbon and everything, this is just absolutely stunning. Hands down one of the nicest D&D books I've ever held. Jeez. And we're not even done yet. There was all that other stuff that was on top of the box. Like I said, an adorable Mind Flayer pin. Look at that guy. Animated familiar cards. This was extra. I remember buying this because I love all the animated cards that have been coming out for D&D things. Oh, so these are all the mini versions of all the monsters in the campaign that the Monster Tamer can use! Look at that! I have no idea if that's turning up nicely or if there's a glare or anything, so if you can't see this, I'm sorry. Yeah, they have their character sheet on the back with all their stats and their attacks and abilities. So if you're playing a Tamer, these all have everything you need to just use your cool new little friends. I'm not kidding when I say that this has changed my life as a DM. The world that I came up with to put all these things in is very rapidly becoming where I'm going to set every single campaign I run for the rest of my life in because I love it so much. And all this stuff gave me the inspiration and the drive to actually do it. And I'm not saying that's going to happen for you, but every once in a while, you just find something, you know, that resonates with you. And you're like, that's something I've always wanted. And it gives you that spark to be creative and create something. I'm so happy. DM screen, complete with artwork. What I'm assuming to be all the monsters that will fight in the campaign. Pretty crazy. And then on the inside, it has all the things that a standard DM screen has, as well as all the new stuff they've added. So you've got like your combat stuff that's on the back of every DM screen, right? But then it has tables for creature behavior. It's got your conditions. It's got tracking checks, carving rules, harvesting, crafting, enchanting, cooking, forging. All those on the back of the DM screen so that you can reference them really quickly because these will all be new rules that you might not have drilled into your head yet. This is so cool. And then last but not least, it's the mysterious white tube. Yeah, it's all the artwork. Like I said, the art was the biggest draw for me, so when they were offering posters, like movie theater posters of the hunts you're gonna go on, I had to get this. Oh man, so these are all the bosses in the book, all done up with a super cool like movie theater poster. I don't want to show these because these are like straight up spoilers of things. So if you don't care, you can look these up yourself. Or if you're a DM who wants more information, highly check out this box. But it looks like these posters have a spot at the bottom to put those hunt completed stickers from earlier onto. This is the best day of my life. So there you have it. A quick little unboxing of the Heliana's Guide to Monster Hunting Core box. I cannot recommend this box enough, and I highly, highly suggest all DMs go check this out, even if you're not into huge monster hunts. Maybe you're already in the middle of a campaign, like you're playing Curse of Strahd or something. I can tell you the extra rules in here that you can just add into any campaign is fantastic. You want crafting, you want carving. It doesn't even have to be the boss monsters in here. There's rules for like harvesting wolves and regular owlbears and normal monsters and using the bits you get to make weapons. If that doesn't hype you up, I don't know what does. It even has tons of encounters and random event generators and tables of stuff that you can just use in any campaign. You do not need to make a whole campaign themed around this like I did to use the stuff in here. So please go check this out. It might just change your life. And if anyone's watching who had any part of making this or writing it or even just helping someone be creative who worked on this, thank you. This has been the absolute highlight of my D&D career, my role-playing career. And it's all because of this. So thank you, thank you, thank you for making this phenomenal piece of art. And thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, you can feel free to subscribe. I do a little bit of everything around here. But until the next time, thank you so much for watching. My name is Greg, and you've been watching +1 to Hit.